Good morning to you, and thank you so much for finding time to be with us today. The show is Good Morning Africa. My name is Miriam Mugutu, and it is a pleasure to have you on board. It's just a couple of minutes past 10 a.m. here in Nairobi, and that is East African time. I trust that your day has started off well. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're tuned in. I'll bring us up to date with the latest by going through the newspapers this morning from Kenya and a few from the rest of the continent, and then we will have some conversations there later. We'll start with the Star newspaper from Kenya. Karua peak lifts Raila past Ruto in top job race. New surge comes at a time Azimio has been in turmoil with their allies, including Wiper leader Kalonzo abandoning Raila. The story is on page 4 and 5. And according to a poll here on TIFA, that was out yesterday, preferred next president with running mate Raila Odinga and Martha Karua, they stand at 39% compared to Deputy President William Ruto and his running mate Rigathi Gachagua, now standing at 35%. Others, Kalonzo and Sunkuli at 2%. And we do have others at 1%. Kenyans who are undecided at 14%, and about 1% will not vote, and 8% did not care to give a response. We will get into the details of that in a short bit. Former top cop Owino quits Siaya deputy governor race. The story is on page 2. Ex-Machakos executive can't explain over 600 million Kenya shillings asset. The EACC is on the trail of a former Machakos executive believed to have irregularly acquired over 600 million Kenya shillings from the county government. He is accused of awarding tenders to companies owned by his wife, brother and other associates. The story is on page 6. Doctors poorly trained, patients at risk. That is according to a report. Patients safety is at risk of serious medical errors because future doctors are poorly trained, are often accredited without knowledge of operational basics. A report shows this might also end up making significant medical errors while conducting surgeries on patients. I don't think that is some news I want to hear this morning. The last person you want to hear is undertrained is your doctor. But that story is on page 10. Okay, and then we turn our attention to a Daily Nation, and the main headline, to dump or to court with his single-minded approach to deal-making, Kalonzo Musyoka is disrupting the political rule book and kicking up quite a storm. But what value does he bring to the table, and is he worth fighting for? That's a very good question, and we will have that conversation. That is on page 4 and 5. LinkedIn, Netflix and Apple cost up on VAT, and so new tax measures by Treasury have prompted a hike in subscription costs for popular digital applications, including the job networking site LinkedIn, streaming service Netflix, Apple Cloud Services, and even business on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. That is on page 2. Mystery of 2.7 million Kenya shillings moved by phone under man's name. Anthony Mugo's national identity card has been used to move millions of shillings in the last 6 months and without his knowledge. The story is on page 2 and 3. And poor access to family planning blamed for rapid urban growth. That is on page 9. And then focus on Uasin Gishu, independent candidate Buseki, UDA's Jonathan B. Chelim and UDM's William Karua are building their governorship campaigns around the rival of the lure of agriculture. And on the health segment, got flu, mask up. It might be mild COVID, says doctors. New wave of respiratory infections could be the beginning of the 6th wave of pandemic. And experts are urging caution after relaxation of safety measures. That is on page 14. Very well, and then we look at the Standard newspaper this morning, and the main headline, why Uhuru won't be on Raila's campaign. In a major change of tact, President Kenyatta will not be hitting the campaign trail to hunt for votes for the Azimio presidential candidate and in 17 battleground counties that jointly boast of nearly 5 million votes that are still up for grabs with just 81 days to the election. And that is on page 4. Kalonzo and political art of flip-flopping. that is on page 67. Governor aspirants pick deputies, and then new bosses at Kenya Power, that is on page 26. And issues affecting urban areas dominate talks. The 9th Afri-Cities Conference in Kisumu entered its second day yesterday, with governance and COVID-19 effects on urban centres taking centre stage. That is on page 14 and 15 on the Standard newspaper. Dr. Matanga shall bring us the latest from across newspapers from across the continent. I don't know if you have them, but a very good morning to you, Dr. Matanga. Okay, as we wait for him to connect there, we are also joined by Gladwell Kirago. Gladwell, good morning to you.
A very good morning to you, Miriam. Good morning to Dr. Matsanga. Good morning to our viewers.
All right, so we will wait, for the rest of the papers when Doc will join in a short bit. He's working on his connection, so once he's able to be with us, he will bring us that. And so there is, let's just look at this TIFA poll. Yesterday, I'm sure it was trending and Kenyans had so much to say. But it is the same TIFA that has been giving out some of these poll results, and for the last 2 years it has been favoring the side of Deputy President, and they never have had problems with these results. But yesterday particularly, they're not happy about it, and they were saying, they don't trust these results. That now puts Raila Odinga on the lead at 39%. Preferred next president with the running mate, compared to Deputy President Ruto and Rigathi, who are at 35%. What do you make of this poll, Gladwell?
Miriam, I think for the past few days I've been absent. I've learned a lot, despite having some 1-2 doing, but I think it turned out to be a political rally. And also to be specific, because Murang'a is in Mount Kenya region. And Miriam, as I said, that people say and people speak, but their action are completely opposite. And that is what is happening in Mount Kenya. Everybody, a particular time ago, everybody was saying that Ruto will lead in the election. But I think tables have turned now. And I think what's happened with the choice of Raila having Mother Karua as his deputy president, I think that was a score for him. Because what I heard when I was in Murang'a is everybody was happy with the choice. And I could hear to a group of some old men who are actually, they were debating about the whole issue, and said that if Raila had chosen Kalonzo, they would not vote. Reason being, Kalonzo is don't have a stand at the same time from Ukambani. And when they were debating about it, it was a very interesting topic. Now that Raila chose Mother Karua, things will change, Miriam. And for sure, what I can say now, Mount Kenya people have got a reason to vote. They're not, and the funny thing is that they're not voting because Raila is on the ballot. They're voting because of the deputy president. That one I'll say without fear of contradiction. That is what will make the Mount Kenya vote. Akikuyu is on top of it. That is it, Miriam.
Mm-hmm. But Akikuyu is also on the other side. So does it matter what caliber of Akikuyu if you compare Martha Karua and Gachagua?
Miriam, you can't compare the two. The two are uncomparable. Actually, we could be comparing between Kindiki and Mother. Now that one will be a race, but currently Ruto lost the race now, because you can't compare somebody like Rigathi Gachagua. He got scandals. The only thing I told you, Miriam, that Rigathi is only good in is mobilizing the people, nothing else. When you look at his score, it's very poor. And he has not also been in his life. I think he has only served 2 terms, so he doesn't have the skills yet. No. And another thing, Miriam, you'll be shocked that Ruto is not looking at 2022 election. He's focused in the 2027 election. Don't ask me how, but it's something I also tried to understand about it yesterday. So what I'm saying, Miriam, you can't compare Mother and you can't compare, those two, they're uncomparable. They don't match, actually.
Okay. All right. So the story is on page 4. Let me just bring our viewers up to date. Azimio la Umoja candidate Raila Odinga has surged past Deputy President William Ruto in the presidential race, gaining by 7% in barely 3 weeks, a new poll has now suggested. The poll by research firm TIFA was released a day after Raila named Kenya party leader Martha Karua as his running mate in what could have counted for his sudden jump. The survey shows that if elections were held today, the Raila Karua ticket would lead the tight contest by 39% against Ruto Gachagua pair from Kenya Kwanza, who would garner 35%. The DP named Mathira MP Rigathi Gachagua as his second in command on Sunday, making the running mate contest by the two frontrunners a Mount Kenya affair. For the first time, Raila has taken the lead, whether it is because of his choice of candidate or whether his numbers would have gone up for any other reason cannot be determined. Tom Wolf, TIFA's research analyst, said. And I think there were debates about when I think it became apparent that Raila could choose between Martha Karua and Kalonzo Musyoka, and we were looking at the numerical strength. And for so many Kenyans, we thought that perhaps Kalonzo has a lot to bring on the table compared to what Martha has. But since her naming to be as the running mate of Azimio candidate Raila Odinga, there seems to be a shift, or rather maybe something that people did not expect. And so do you think the other side is maybe regretting their choice? Is the deputy president regretting his choice for his running mate? And these numbers, do they reflect the true feeling of the voters on the ground, Gladwell?
Miriam, to be honest, yes, I'm sure the other side is regretting the choice because, when Ruto was choosing the running mate, Kindiki would be the best choice too. But now he did the completely opposite, and that's why you can see actually even the UDA members were a little bit shocked, despite them not trying to show the feelings. They were not happy with it. And again, Miriam, as I always say, I'm also about the Mount Kenya competition. It has been a race currently. And a mother being chosen, Miriam, if Raila chose Kalonzo, the jubilation that was there couldn't be there, by the way. It couldn't. But mother first she'll be the first ever female deputy president in Kenya. That has never happened. Again, we were saying that what she will bring to the table. I'll shock you that mother got much to bring to the table compared to Kalonzo. So Raila was not wrong. And you can see the results actually unveiling themselves now. And to be honest, Miriam, Azimia will take the seat this time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the gamble Raila took probably might pay later on. Dog numbers don't lie. And if you were to go by the TIFA, poll. Good morning. You're muted. You're muted.
Good morning. Okay. Thank you very much. Am I there now?
Yes, you're audible now. You can go ahead.
Good morning, Gladwell. Welcome back. And good morning, Miriam. Thank you very much. I don't know whether Gladwell is on transit. I had already reported to the general manager that you were not going to be on the show, but thank you very much for taking your time through all these other ventures to come back and the difficulties to be on with us. First of all, I want to talk about opinion poll. Myself, I do opinion poll. And Miriam, I told you to be writing my opinion polls every day. If I'm not wrong, do you see where we are going to be? Around there. We shall be 53 for Raila and 46 for Mr. Hassler. I'm telling you, it will end up there. That's my opinion. And then on my opinion, when I do opinion, -2 Miriam, minus and +2 on each side. And when you subtract 2, Raila will come on 51 and he will take it, or 51 point something, he will take it home. I agree with, I hope you have written this one down today. That one is for this week. Thursday. Then you wait until next Thursday, I'll tell you the same. It's 46 for Hasola. Final exit poll will be 46 for Hasola, 53 for Raila Amolo Odinga.
And when you look at, Doc, the way they've broken down this poll and the different areas across the country, Raila's support in Western has also grown by 12% and now stands at 49%. And we know Mudavadi and Wetangula has a very daunting task of at least delivering 70% of the Western vote to UDA. So if now Raila, as we speak, is at 49%, surely they'll not get these positions now.
They can't get there. This morning I was being interviewed somewhere else and on another TV, and I said in my mind that it is like telling people to enter the kingdom of God. It is easier for the for you to go through the kingdom of God than to enter the. There's that saying, I did not want that. You know, Miriam, let's be honest, Jermaine. Where will you get 70%? Even I told the world that Mudavadi will be swept in Vihiga. He can't get the seat in Vihiga. The Vihiga people will vote against Mudavadi. So I am now emphasizing here. That is what is going to happen. Okay? And that is what is going to happen. The numbers don't lie. Martha Karua has brought in numbers. You have seen every woman now is on every television station, except Gladys Sholay, of course, who has a lot of tribalism in her heart more than the body. She has a lot of tribalism against any Kikuyu. So she doesn't, she does not speak well about anybody, even a woman herself. But Gladys Sholay has forgotten she was caught on corruption. She took the money which she's swinging in and took the money for building a court, a high court. And her papers were just fraudulently done by a man called Wako, who was the CEO of that. But we are revisiting. We are revisiting so many things. And you know these loudmouth people from yesterday, the president told the prosecutors, especially the DPP, to pull up his socks. Hello? Pull up the socks. Haven't you brought that story yet?
We will look at it once we are through with the poll.
Yes. If that story, we bring that story, we talk about it, because the president was very clear that the DPPs must charge people. You don't come on TV and tell people you have very good things. No, you are DPP. Tema watu, kata watu. I told one television station again this morning that committee, there is a new development there. They have built a diplomatic section for all the Range Rover, cruiser, Land Cruiser, all. And the people after August, we shall, families will be in the waiting tent outside the committee. Wanataka kuona watu wao. So it is going to happen here. Martha Karua is not a joke. So if you know very well that you have touched something, corruption, be careful, sit down. Don't run to Ruto, because Ruto won't win an election. It's impossible. I see the figures can't add up. There you are.
Okay.
Another opinion poll can do, which you can pay. Like he pays people that don't allow Matanga to come on Citizen. Don't allow Matanga to go on KTN. Paying people. That is very good. My name, Kumbe, my name can make, Miriam, can make people earn a living. in these big television stations. That's very good, Mama. Kumbe, Mimi, today, I was very educative. You saw on get the 47 TV 47. You will see. Africa, we have a problem. We are still crying of today. in 48 seconds, each person dies in Africa. In Kenya, someone is dying of hunger.
In East Africa, in Africa,
In the
actually.
whole, not Kenya, not Uganda. We don't have hunger. Let's be honest. Uganda has not been mentioned on that list. If I am sorry, and I think I'm now volunteering to be delivering a box every month, every week. But Miriam, I don't know how you'll be finishing a box every week.
I'm not.
Of assorted.
I'm not.
You are not.
I don't need it. The people who I'm sure will be happy to receive that. But Doc, just going back to.
No, I'm just saying, plenty of food. We are not cooperating. People should not die of hunger.
Yes,
that's the point.
that is true. That is true.
Yeah.
We need people to be fed, and we have the food security as part of the big agenda. So hopefully the people responsible and the government are doing the right thing so that we can get there where no Kenyan has to suffer. And indeed, that should be a reality to the rest of Africa. But that aside, Azimio remains the most popular coalition in Kenya today. The coalition enjoys 38 support, and Kenya Kwanza enjoys 28% of support. And something that I wanted to share. The poll also shows that 85% of Kenyans could accurately name Raila's running mate, while compared to only 59% who could name Ruto. The survey shows Ruto now has 23% in Lower Eastern from 28%. So Ruto support has reduced in Lower Eastern. That should be, Ukambani. And then 19% in Nairobi, and from 25%. So his popularity has also gone down in Nairobi, and 11% in Nyanza. And in Nyanza, you have to think about Kisii in this regard, and 21%, and 26% in Western from the previous 29. So even in Western, his popularity has these are areas he enjoyed a popularity, but it appears it has reduced over time. What could be the reason?
Glad you will have a go at it first.
Miriam, as I also have said, I think when Doc made a poll the other time, like I think a while back when he made the polls between Kalonzo and Mother, we thought that Kalonzo would bring much to the table, but it seems we were all wrong. And that's why you can see now the polls on the UDA side, the Ruto side, they are going down. Reason being, it all depends with the running mate you chose. And I'm telling you, I'm in Mount Kenya currently because Murang'a is in Mount Kenya region, and you'll be surprised if there are people who are so selfish with information and they always have their stand. It is the Murang'a people. That's when you can't. Yes, they are very selfish with information, and when they decide to make a stand, it goes with the whole community. That is what happens in these villages. The same way you're giving us a story that your mom was very happy and the women were happy. The same thing that happens to the village. They have one elder who, when they say that is what they follow. And I was shocked to hear that Mother Karua made people change their mind. And that's why people in Mount Kenya now, I'm assured they will wake up to vote. So I think it's just that we don't have an option, and the UDA people can't have a second choice. But if Ruto was to be given a second chance to undo the mess he has, I'm sure he will not choose Rigathi as his running mate currently.
And it's interesting that you could bring in the women factor. Yes, my mother and the others were very excited when Raila chose, Martha Karua as his running mate. But Raila is supported by 43% of men compared to 35% from women. Whether the Karua choice would bring more women to support Azimio remains to be seen. So as per right now, Raila enjoys more support from the men compared to the women. Doc, is this likely to change?
It's not going to change. It is going to be higher. Or if change means going upwards.
Yes.
You just, you better use these good words. That is it going to drop or go up? It's going to go up. Change, no changing backwards, changing, going up. And that's very important. Now, too, you see, our television station to Nambiana Ukweli. The people of Mount Kenya have never selected a thug in their lives. And for Ruto to degrade them, to give them a thug, you know, to associate the mountain is like associating Baganda. To associate Kikuyu with a thug.
But there are those who are saying they're happy with their
No.
A few of them I've seen, just a few of them.
Okay, but look, the Kikuyu tribe produced a president. Number one, Kenyatta. He fought for Mau Mau. He won, disciplined officers. A fight, a rebel group, an army group, a rebel outfit. If you don't have discipline, you don't survive. And ask me why I'm saying so. I'm a rebel. I've been a rebel myself. Very well organized, decorated rebel. Not honestly. I might be here, but I have been. You must have discipline. You don't go on payuka. That's one. So Kenyatta, number one, was a disciplined, well-educated. He went to London. You see, look at Kenyatta. The life of Kenyatta, number one, Jomo. He even lived in London. You know, look at Kibaki. His life, he went to Makerere University. Came back and went to London School of Economics. Well, I am. Look at the son. Very well organized. Went to America for studies. Studied economics, one of the best economists we have. He knows how to juggle the figures, the economy. That's why Kenya has not blown up. That's why Kenya still has a shilling. It could be high, but the value of the shilling in Kenya has not dwindled. Hey, hallelujah. Look at that. But for you, Ruto, to miscalculate and remove a professor from the ballot, this is where Ruto went wrong. He removed a professor from the ballot and brought a thug who breaks people's necks. Mtu mwenye anagonga kama anakupata usiku, umegongwa. The Bantu tribes don't like it. And tell me, I can show you my friends. Can I go ahead, Miriam? You asked me a question and I'm trying to answer. Can I go ahead and justify the Bantu people don't like? Look at the Bantu tribes in Africa that don't like bullish. You know why Zuma had to quit? Because Zuma had very little education. And he was beating people with hammers. Until the only thing he left as a legacy is the dance, the tactics of dance. Cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. Okay. Look at the Igbo. The Igbo are Bantu. Did you know that? Ashanti are Bantu in Ghana. Bantu, the Ashanti. Look at the Shona. The Shona people are Bantu. That left a piece of Bantu in East Africa and then went down there. They speak Swahili like you, like anybody in Shona. So the big tribes usually are not associated with thuggery. So Ruto should have looked at the man he is presenting. You are looking at what is making Martha tick. Martha might not have the money, but Martha has got a brain that can work the tools of analysis to bring back an economy for the people of the Kenyan people. Bring it out and say, here we are, a good economy. You come as an investor, you put in your money, no underhands, go ahead, earn your money, take it away. Kenya has not prohibited anyone to invest in this country and take away money. The law has not changed. You can take your money after the people in Kenya are having the jobs. But if you are bringing in a man who is going to take their jobs in Uganda, manufacture his money in Uganda, taking Mr. Harun Ayadin to Kampala to introduce to President Museveni in a fake man who was a terrorist, not even an investor. Uganda is not a dumping ground where you take a fake investor, a terrorist working with ADF from the Turkey, Ankara, where they
And Dr. Speaking of Turkey, Kapseret, Member of Parliament Oscar Sudi has been ordered to provide records showing he is receiving treatment in Turkey when he failed to attend court for academic certificates case yesterday. Chief Magistrate Felix Kombo also directed Mr. Sudi to present travel documents. Mr. Sudi is accused of forging certificates in order to be nominated for the parliamentary seat in 2013, skipped court for the second time, and of course his lawyer was happy to represent him, and that will be Professor George Wajakoya yesterday in court. And I was just looking at him, you know, I've never seen a lawyer look like that. But it's progress we're making, I guess.
Who was making what?
Wajakoya was representing his client Sudi yesterday, who was supposed to appear in court, but he failed. He said he's receiving treatment in Turkey, so the court ordered that he presents the health certificates, the doctor, you know, to show papers to show that he's receiving treatment, and also his travel documents to show that he actually is out of the country.
Now, you know what the courts have done? They have now gone to the airport, to the immigration, because when you leave, you must show your passport.
You can't lie about leaving the country because the records are there. That is the one thing you can't get away with.
And if he lies, we shall use Interpol. We are now in Interpol. We shall check which hotel he left. The CCTV is in the hotel. These guys of Ruto, they are going to end in jail. The only thing they have to pray is they think Ruto will win an election. But most of these guys on Ruto's side, they will win. That's why they are expanding committee prison with a diplomatic wing to help them to be able to study their books, and some of them go to school while in prison, like Oscar.
But you know, when you go to jail, a criminal is a criminal. Hakuna diplomatic wing there. You're a criminal.
If you go and you are worth a singer,
nobody cares. In jail, nobody cares. If you've broken the law, you've broken the law.
Yeah, but I'm now telling you what happens in correctional services inside the prison. They take you to the library to study. If you want to study, they give you hours to study.
But no diplomatic wing for you to be treated better.
No, they are.
You'll stay there.
I am calling it diplomatically to say...
Dr. Criminal is a criminal. We should not even give them the honor of diplomatic anything. If you've broken the law, go do your time and correct yourself and come out a better citizen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whichever wing you are in.
And if you want to study, go to the library and study. And
no. There are regulations. There are regulations
inside the prison.
They tell you the regulation. There are those for sewing, who go to the sewing. There are those for cooking.
Yeah.
There are those who like eating, like Kajakwa, it likes rice and mchele and a Coca-Cola. You saw it somewhere that the Kikuyus like rice, Coca-Cola. Gladwell.
Let's stop balkanizing communities like that.
No, but that is what he said.
Kigashagwa Kikuyus.
Kiragu, what did he say at the father's funeral? I can send the media on the clip is here.
Oh, he said Kikuyus love
Sir, when you take over State House and you come to Sagana Lodge, open the doors. So who is in Sagana Lodge? He didn't say come to Kisumu State Lodge.
That is a state lodge, so anybody can be there.
Yeah, but it was meaning his people because Sagana is near Mabera.
Yeah.
So open the doors. Gradually, you had that statement, man.
Okay, yesterday I didn't have that. I did not go through It was the day of the burial. But I've actually been sent the clip. I've not gone through yet, but I can see that soda and mchele na nyama, it is trending currently.
Thank you.
Okay.
Didn't I send it to you? I sent you my, it's there. Mchele na nyama na Coca-Cola is trending.
Yes.
Final Martha has brought files and a pingo.
Oh, yesterday, Doc, I was watching her campaign up to very late. She campaigned up to way after 8. I think she was in Meru. And there's something she said that I really, that is very consistent with who we know Martha Karua to be. And she asked, unafikiria mimi ni mtu nitacheza na kazi? I've been given this work and I take it very seriously, and I'll do my work very diligently and very seriously. And for if they win and she's given that docket that she has, that she will take on the justice affairs docket, then people should be prepared to be in trouble.
Yes,
Miriam.
Yes.
Miriam, and that is what the UDA people are fearing, and most so Ruto, because they know when Martha Karua gets into position, most people will actually lose their jobs, and many will end up in jail, by the way. So that is that's their fear, because Martha Karua is a no-nonsense woman, by the way.
And she always has, and she takes no prisoners with her. So
yes.
Yeah.
But Mother, when you are wrong, you are wrong. She doesn't take a no for an answer. No, when you are wrong, you are wrong. And what she believes in is that justice must always prevail. That is what she believes in.
Yeah, and people have looked at her as a hardliner, and that is because she's consistent. And if she believes in a cause, she will stick to that. And I think that has earned her respect over time, because Kenyans can trust. Yes.
Yeah, Miriam, and the day she was announced as the deputy president, if you listened to his brother speak, the brother said that the brother is the fourth born in the family, Mother is the second, and she has known Mother to be a no-nonsense woman from the day she was young. So I don't think when she gets into power, that is when now she will calm down. No, I don't think so. Actually, that is when she will toughen up and make things straight. And that is what people are fearing. The other thing we'll be jubilating about, corruption will come to an end. Kenya has been so corrupt that we actually thinking in a top 10 list of corruption. So I think it will just come to an end. And that is what, to be honest, that is what the UDA are fearing. More so Ruto, because Ruto, we also know that he's involved in scandals, the corruption scandals. He has got so much. Somebody like Oscar Sudi. And again, Miriam, I heard you ask Dr. Matsanga that men are actually, they have got a high percentage of supporting Raila more than women. Yes, Miriam, I'll answer you this why. As Doc has actually given an example of Gladys Sholei, what women do. And I've seen it now, it's becoming a topic that women were the enemy of our own women. Miriam, you have reached a point where I can't support you because you're my fellow women. I don't know where this rubbish came from that we can't support our own women. And that is what happened mostly in tribes that are non-Kikuyus. I don't know why there's this thing of tribalism. I'm not trying to be but I'm giving the facts from the people in the other parts of the country. Rabbi, if this woman is in there, I can't do this. No, that is where
it's not really tribal, but I think it's a sort of a cultural thing that a lot of communities in Kenya are trying to get out of, but there are others who are still really holding on to their cultural beliefs that top leadership is not a position for a woman. So it's something that you still have to wrestle with as a country, and some few communities that still hold on dearly to such beliefs.
So
it's true.
I can predict very seriously that towards these 2 months after the campaign has started, 1 or 2 women presidents in the world, or East Africa and Africa, are going to fly in here to grace one of the rallies of their own. I've already received a feeder. So you wait and see. 1 or 2 or 3, there's someone coming to say, thank you very much, Kenya, give us this. This will encourage women. I'm telling you, whatever you can say, unless you just stop the women from voting, there's no woman going on that flag, on that thing, who will see Raila and the Martha and not vote. There are women. Of course, the others have got presidential candidates, women. But among these women, the women are going to look for. In fact, Miriam asked, is it you who asked the question that is Ruto regretting for having taken a choice? I had that question yesterday or today.
Just now, yes.
Yes, is Ruto regretting? I am telling you frankly, Ruto is regretting very, very, very much why he did not choose a woman.
Or even Professor Kindiki would have been fair game.
Yes.
You know, to level up the other side.
You cannot take a man whose record is well known that he breaks people's necks and throw them, organize a car to destroy people's lives. Miriam, do you remember when they were doing an inquest on the late governor of Nyeri? Rigathi and the mayor and the governor of Nyeri went to court and got court orders for the case to be heard in September. Why did they get the people, the inquest from going on? Because the inquest had named them. The inquest people, witnesses were naming people who must have tampered or paid people to tamper with the money. With my friend Gakuru, a very good man. Whenever I talk about him, tears come. A man who could come to Nairobi and never miss to look for Matanga, where you come for coffee before I go back to Nyeri. That is my friend. That's why I don't like to see this name Rigathi. Staki kusikia na jina hiyo. Yes. Staki mimi Dr. Matanga musiniambie. Jina hiyo is very bad name. My friend Gakuru went down, you are resting, but we are not resting until we wrestle these thugs. Whoever tampered with your car, God tamper with the hands today. Tamper with their machines. One of these days. Yes. Kakuru, you pain me. Tamper with their machines also. Mungu saidia. There's a woman in Western who says, Sirikari saidia. Today. I'm the one Miriam saidia. I'm asking Mungu saidia, my friend Gakuru. My tears come out. That guy was very good, very good. He could not go back to Nyeri without leaving me at least 20,000 shillings to say that he has been, during Moi's time, he suffered and he fled out to go to study. You know, and he knows what life is. Whenever he comes, he could say, there are people from that here in Kenya whom I cannot name for you, or who come I can name, who are past, who are very good for my life since I came 37 years ago. And especially people from Nyeri, very good people, who could give you, Miriam, who could give you 1,000 shillings in 1985. Do you know how strong it was? 1,000 bob, like this, pays school fees. By the way, did you know that? 1985, if you had 10,000 shillings, that is a high school in those schools. And the boarding, everything is covered. 10,000, like this. The highest boarding schools were 50,000. That is top class of the student. The one in Nakuru, what is it called? International school there, which was about 30,000 there, 20. Lakini school hizi ngine za dormitory hizi zilikuwa 2,000, 5,000, uniform inakuwa shilingi 3, 23, 20. or 220 uniform, shati na nini. Shati iko 500. Yeah, three shillings a shirt of cotton. Very good cotton, smelling nice. Not the cotton ya Ruto and Harun Ayadini from Turkey. When people pass you, they smell with that cotton. Cotton ile mzuri. Unaenda, there is a shop ya Muhindi. There used to be shops for Wahindi there on Biashara Street, bwana. Kuingia hapa kwa duka hiyo wanakuona unaingia. Medium, there was no supermarket then. Supermarket ilikuwa hakuna. Lakini kukuja hapa kwa Biashara Street ilikuwa there's a shop, a chemist which used to bring goods from London for babies. Unapata wale magari nje, ile inapanga ile uzu. I'm learning a lot of Sheng. Ile language ya Gladwell, uzu. So life has changed. Gakuru was a strong man. Gakuru, another gentleman by name David Mararo. Those are the people. Another man, Dr. Mugo, the owner of Sagred, the late. Those are people. You have seen the type of people from Nyeri. The one when the owner of Sagred Hotel, the only first hotel there. You see the guys who have built this town. All of them, you don't doubt them academically. Look at the owner of this hotel called Nairobi. This one opposite the Central Police Station.
So, Nairobi Safari Club.
Safari Club. Look at his papers. He was a governor of, was he the governor of Central Bank? No. He was an MP. Githunguri. Look at the Chester House. Charles and Esther. You know what the Chester House means? Charles and Esther. Charles Rubia and Esther Rubia, Mr. and Mrs. It was the only apartment, Miriam. Kama mtu anakuambia tukule kalanchi hapo. This is the topic Gladwell was interested in. Uleta mambo ile ya zamani. Ukupe na programu hapa iko. Everything is open for you. Wale wakumbuka wazee wako wapi? Sisi tutakuja tukwambie story hapa. Ndugu mpenzi, wakati tulikuwa kama unapata taka, tulikuwa na ofisi makati ya 75.
Okay, so we seem to have had a bit of a technical hitch there. We apologize for that. There's another story that I wanted for us to look at before we come to an end, and that is the issue of Kalonzo. I think it's just one of the key things that is still making headlines across Kenya, and on page 6 on the Standard newspaper. Kalonzo stands both friend and foe with flip-flopping. Wiper party leader Kalonzo Musyoka is a man of many Damascus moments, some good, while others have proven detrimental to his political image and country. The man from Saikuru has mastered the art of political flip-flopping, something that has seen him earn the moniker chameleon and subjected to ridicule. Doc, we lost you there for a while, but...
Was it mine or yours?
I think it's on our part. So
Yeah.
So
I've finished. That is all what I'm saying. The regret, there's a regret, a very big regret.
And speaking of regret, Kalonzo Musyoka seems to be a man on between a rock and a hard place. And despite Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka bolting out of the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya, he's yet to sever ties with the outfit. The Wiper leader's confidants have intimated that despite cutting the image of a man ready to go it alone, behind the scenes negotiations were still going on between him and Azimio presidential candidate Raila Odinga. The talks, if progressive, they say, could see the Wiper leader return to Azimio fold. So I think whatever Kalonzo did the other day by announcing that he's running, I think it was a dare. He didn't mean it. He dared, I can. But he really didn't mean that he really wants to go all the way to the ballot and have his name there. So the talks are ongoing, and if they're successful, Kalonzo might come back. I think he will, Doc. I don't know, what do you think? I think he might. He might come back to Azimio.
He can come back.
you sound like you're done. You're tired of him.
He can come back, but he has lost friends like us.
He has.
Even if he comes, yeah, he can.
Yeah,
he can come back.
It will be hard to trust him, and his intentions.
Yeah, no, he can come back, and Raila can trust him. But some of us who have been very good friends, I think I will just distance myself very clearly away from such stupidity. There's a time when you can draw a line. Yes, Gladwell.
On the sand. Doc has drawn his line.
Miriam.
Yes.
Miriam, I'm sorry to use this word, but Kalonzo is a lawyer, but he's behaving like an educated dwarf. Because sometimes you need to weigh your option. He was given he's now going to stand as an independent candidate, maybe to vie for the presidency, let's say so, or maybe with the Wiper Party, for example. But now, definitely he will lose the election. What happened after he loses the election? The docket he was given is gone, and actually he now goes back home. So who will lose? So I think it's high time, can he now start showing us I mean, sometimes it's good to, the course you did or maybe the education level you have, at least make use of it. If you are a lawyer, actually start behaving like one. Stop being like you're always stranded, you don't have a way out. He's an academic dwarf, educated one, but one who doesn't make he never has a stand. So he's coming back, let him come back.
Academic dwarf means that someone has not really gone to school that much. But anyway, I do understand what you mean.
Yes, that is what I'm meaning, because if he's a lawyer but he's behaving like an educated dwarf,
okay.
I mean, I think it's high time he even show us the papers if actually he's a lawyer, because some of the decisions he make, I don't think a lawyer can behave such way.
Okay, but a lawyer is also a human being, and human being is Kalonzo is educated. So let's not disparage that. But also, a very interesting question that the Daily Nation posted on the front page this morning, with his single-minded approach to deal-making, Kalonzo Musyoka is disrupting the political rule book and kicking up a quieter storm. But what value does he bring to the table, and is he worth fighting for? Is he worth fighting for? At this point, I'm sure even President Uhuru Kenyatta must be tired. I would be tired.
What is he fighting?
Is he worth fighting for? To keep begging?
He's fighting for his family. We have lost you, Miriam.
Yeah, I think it is the connection from here. Can you hear me?
We hear you now.
Okay. So is he worth fighting for, the way Azimio has been really fighting and try to talk to him and late night meetings and all that? Is he worth all that?
No.
Miriam.
No. Go ahead, Gladwell.
He's not actually worth fighting for. And the mistake they did, they gave him a chance. And I think that is when Kalonzo saw like he was of so much importance. And that's why he had the chance to play the cat and mouse game. So I don't think Miriam, from the day one Weber was asked, he was worth fighting for. Let him come, stand up and say, my decision is final. But when he's given a chance and things don't go as he wants, he switches. It is just like a socket to switch it on and off. That is Kalonzo switching it on and off. So I don't think he's at the moment he's worth fighting for. Let him do whatever he wants now.
So should he be left to continue throwing this tantrum, or what should happen now?
Yes. Let him continue doing what he wants now. Let him, if he wants to stand at Kasarani Stadium and wait, let him do so.
Okay. Doc, your final words. All right.
First of all, my final word is there are things that you can stand for and there are things you cannot stand for. When things are not worth, Azimio should not wait for a man who's pulling them back when they are climbing the mountain. Azimio and Raila Odinga and others should move on and go and go. God will help us. Election is not a matter of life and death. Whoever wins can win. It depends on how that person is going to utilize the instruments of power to guard and getting the Kenyans out of the quagmire of corruption that is embedded in the Kenyan and African society. So Azimio should not waste much time. We have so many other things to deal with. In every 48 seconds, there's one man dying in Kenya because of hunger. So that is one of the most worrying data that I've received, that we have read today. So let's get everybody on board. If Kalonzo wants to come, let him come. If Kalonzo wants to ship, pack and ship, pack and ship. But you cannot come with two legs, then you have the hands back in the other jar. It can't work. Thank you very much.
Very well, thank you so much. And Doc, I've been trying to look for that story. You talked about it earlier, what President Uhuru Kenyatta said yesterday at the
coast. It was on TV.
Yes, and I'm surprised the papers have not captured that. That's why you see me
flipping through. They cannot. The papers were both not.
I've been trying to flip through and find that story because, yes, he did say some things that, yeah. If I find it, then we will discuss it later on. But for right now, I think we take a break, and then later on we shall be coming back at, is it 12 p.m. With another show, diplomatic leaks, I believe, and the ongoing conflicts in Africa and what are the driving factors. And we do have some case studies. We look at the DRC, we will look at Libya, we will look at Mali and also South Sudan, I believe, if I'm not wrong. Yes, unless there's anything else.
Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Dr. Debbie Matanga. Thank you, Gladwell Kirago. We'll see you on top of the hour at midday East African time. So we'll see you then. Bye-bye for now.